Game one of this SEC matchup did not disappoint as this game went back and forth. There's a look at Isabella Emmerling's 9th career Grand Slam that wound up being the difference maker in game one. But Arkansas did not make it simple on the Sooners. Cam Harrison coming up big time with the pinch hit RBI double down the line in the 7th. But it would not serve enough for the Razorbacks as some solid defense put the Sooners on top to pick up game one in the series, 8-7. And we are back for another showdown here in Norman, Oklahoma at Loves Field as the #1 Oklahoma Sooners are set to take on the #6 Arkansas Razorbacks. And game one was an absolute shootout. And we're ready for another one here tonight. I'm DJ Sanchez along with Nicole Mendez. And Nicole, last night's game, back and forth in an absolute battle between these two teams. And we saw a lot of response from both offenses. That's an exhausting way to start a series. What do we need to see from these teams tonight to continue to respond?
Yeah, first of all, it made my hitter's heart so happy to see the back and forth. Pitcher's heart, it hurt me a little bit. But both of these teams, great responses. Like you said, it's exhausting whenever you go back and forth. You think you have the punch, you think you have the home run, the firepower from the offense, both sides. They're going to need to supply that today. But more importantly, how do you respond? You know there's going to be offensive production. How do you respond? Arkansas looking to go ahead and even up this series, and Oklahoma getting that win yesterday. Relief, lost 2 in a row, did not want to make it 3. So how do you come back and stay right in the middle of the game?
We're about to find out. Both of these teams battle tested throughout the season. And speaking of battle tested, Miley Wachenio getting the start for the Sooners in the circle. The sophomore has been a solid for Oklahoma, and gonna have her work cut out for her tonight against the Razorbacks, Nicole.
Yeah, Wachenio is going to need to be tight on those corners whenever both sides yesterday got into trouble with the type of offensive production that you see from both teams. Whenever you leak over the heart of the plate, that is whenever you find those barrels. Does a really good job whenever she establishes her off speed early, and I think that's going to be heavy early on in this game, just trying to make these Arkansas hitters guess and expand their zone.
And Arkansas walks into this ball game 35-6 on the year. There's a look at the Razorbacks starting lineup, and the leader, Ella McDowell, huge day in game one, 3 for 4 with a bomb, a pair of RBIs, and 3 runs scored. And down in the 8-hole, Kyler Del Duca, getting her first start on the season. Just a freshman getting the start in left field after an unfortunate injury in game one. And we are set as Wachenio fires the first pitch of game two in for called strike one to senior Reagan Johnson. Johnson, a .349 hitter on the season.
That was something that we saw early on in this game. Arkansas, they came out hot. They were able to score consistently and just honestly getting on base. That was a huge key for them. They were swinging early on in counts, making most of those pitches that weren't quite on the corner yet. They're trying to establish their zone.
Johnson, the captain, really a table setter for this Arkansas offense. The lefty thrown out on a little chopper, and Sydney Barker all over it for out #1.
Barker gets this ball in and out of her hands lightning fast, and that's what you have to do whenever you face the speed of Johnson. Prior to that hit, she was already starting halfway up the line. Defense, defense, defense on both sides. Very, very stellar, very consistent with those routine plays. But make no mistake, those plays, they're not easy. So we're gonna have to give a tip of the cap early on, because that is going to be what really makes this game, is who's going to make those plays.
Brinley Bain stands in. Bain 0 for 3 in game 1, just a freshman. Got the start behind the plate last night, but is in the DP spot here this evening. And Rechaño falls behind 2 balls and no strikes, but there's that off speed, Nicole, that you said she needed to establish early in this ball game. Rechaño falls behind 3 balls and no strikes.
These hitters for Arkansas, they're so disciplined. You don't get the kind of offensive production that they have. 21 wins this season coming by run rule without that discipline.
When you talk to Coach Deifel about her team, they're a very fundamental ball club. Focus on doing the little things well, and they do them very, very well. The 3-1 and a little mix of speeds in for called strike 2. Bain did draw a walk in game 1. 3-2 is grounded, and Emmerling will take care of it herself for the second out of the inning.
I think the biggest thing with this offense is being patient. You get behind as a pitcher 3-0, you have pressure to put those balls across the plate. You saw Rechaño with the changeup. That off speed is going to be important that she establishes, but even then, as a hitter, you have that 3-1, 3-2. Don't surrender those borderline pitches.
Line drive right up the middle, but Kai Miner takes care of it, and Rechaño retires the side to start the ball game. We head to the bottom of the first, scoreless. Kendall Wells, the freshman sensation, just hitting jacks like it's BP. 32 home runs on the season, set the freshman NCAA record, and just continuing to blast home runs. And what's so impressive is if you look at the spray chart, Nicole, it's not like she's hitting home runs just off of one pitch. I mean, we're talking bombs all over the field, and has been absolutely unbelievable in her freshman campaign. There's a look at the Oklahoma Sooners starting lineup. Kai Miner leading it off. Kendall Wells, we'll see her in the bottom of the first here. And Ella Parker in the 3 slot. And Kai Miner stands in. And talk about a freshman campaign. 470 on the season. She will face sophomore hurler Peyton Burnham, and Miners retired for out one. Burnham getting the start in the circle, 9-3 on the season, but the sophomore, tons of confidence that Coach Deifel has in Burnham.
Absolutely, so important, but she's gonna need that confidence whenever you're constantly facing the gauntlet that is SEC play. And now here, the hottest hitter in college softball, Kendall Wells. Dangerous hitter. You really don't know where to go with her. The only way to attack her is to move the ball around. You cannot stay in one place too long. She does not have a weakness. She has proven that low and away is not there. What I think Arkansas did really well against her yesterday was they started in the zone, they attacked her early, and then they expanded. A lot of times with a hitter like that, you don't want to go at her because she can hit so many home runs. Expanding the zone, she'll chase.
Burnham ahead here, a ball and 2 strikes. Wells 1 for 2 last night. And look at that heat map.
I mean, there is quite literally maybe a small sliver. Maybe a small sliver, but look at the heat map outside of the strike zone as well. Coach better keep an eye. Patty Gasso over there at third, just getting railed by a foul ball. Hey, that heat map is very alive and well, so keep your head on a swivel.
1-2 from Burnham, drop ball just misses down a bit, and the chase is on. Wells, 32 home runs in 45 games. I mean, and if you look at being just too shy of what Jocelyn Alo, the home run queen, did in 2021, but look at that difference in games. The pace from the freshman, unbelievable.
Yeah, what she does is cover so well, and I think the way that she hunts and she attacks, and she has somebody like Ella Parker behind her, a lot of times teams have to pitch to her. And as a freshman, her presence and her, just honestly, her aura whenever she steps into the box, you feel it as a pitcher. Really great battle that she has going on here, 2-2, but I mean, there's a lot of conference left. You have conference tournaments, and then all of postseason. I think it's safe to say Kendall Wells may see another home run out of her. 52 hits so far this season. 32 of them are home runs. Only 20 have not been home runs out of that 52.
That's wild. I think if you continue to talk about Kendall Wells, I mean, we speak about her as Burnham. What a location to get Wells for the second out of the inning, and what a battle across the board as Burnham sits her down.
This is exactly what we talked about, spreading the ball, attacking her early on. She did a really good job of fouling off those balls east and west. So what does Burnham do? She goes with the off speed, goes down in the zone. That's going to be key.
Another nice pitch from Burnham to open the count to Ella Parker.
And at the beginning of yesterday's game, you saw Oklahoma chasing after balls in the dirt and up in the zone. After the first time through the lineup, they were able to get it scattered.
McDowell fires it across, and it's 3 up, 3 down for Arkansas as we head to the second. We're scoreless here in Norman. great game here in Norman last night, but it has been a wild week in top 10 softball, Nicole.
There's been curses, I think, in this top 10 spot. The amount of shuffling that we've seen, not just at the one spot, in the top 10. Texas State, they upset Texas Tech. Duke, they were able to beat Tennessee. I mean, left and right, everywhere you look. Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, they got to play at the home of the Women's College World Series in Devon Park up in OKC. They walked away with a huge win. And then today, Auburn, they shut out Florida 4-0. And everywhere you look, it's always an upset. You have to be on top of your game. I think that is the theme of today. Saturday, kind of that, does Oklahoma clinch the series? Does Arkansas come back and they even up at 1-1?
Senior first baseman Tiana Bell stands in as Uchenyo gets ahead early. And again, establishing that off-speed pitch, making that presence known to open the count. And we've seen the changeup from Uchenyo so far in this game. We've seen her in a hitter's count. We've seen her now open it.
All across the board, coaches, especially in that top 10, they have pitchers who can execute that changeup, that off-speed, some kind of speed differential really, really well. Because if you don't, with the way that hitters are honestly putting on a show this season, you will not be able to last very long. Especially in game 2, both teams, you have the Friday night game, late night, lights are out, there are nerves involved. Saturday, teams feel settled. They feel more confident. So having a pitcher who can kind of toy with that confidence a little bit, it's huge.
Uchenyo rocks and fires. 1-2 is laced to the right side, but Ella Parker will glove it for out number 1. That'll bring up senior Atalia Rijo. Here's a good look at Coach Courtney Deifel in her 11th season at the helm of the Razorbacks. 394 wins, winningest coach in Arkansas history.
Always fun to talk to her about her team because the way that she lights up talking about her players, you can tell it's not just a coach talking about athletes. Somebody who really cares about the quality of life, cares about their successes, struggles with them through the struggles and comes out on the other side. I think that one of the biggest things is she's been able to recruit huge bats out of the transfer portal. And time again, they say, what drew you to Arkansas? And that feeling of it feels like family.
Haley Wyckoff stands in after 2 quick outs. Wyckoff, the senior, 0 for 2 last night. The 1-0 catches the outside corner. You know, Nicole, you were talking about just the culture that Coach Deifel has developed at Arkansas in her time there. And, you know, we had the opportunity to chat with her today. We had the opportunity to chat with her earlier in the week. So this ball's grounded right back up the middle. Gabby Garcia keeps it on the infield. But a little 2 outs action. I'll tell you what. Gabby Garcia flipping it to Agbayani, trying to make something happen.
Good things happen whenever you hit the ball hard. Whenever you have a defender like Garcia, she's able to cover a lot of range. And you can see her say, there, good hit. Whenever you increase that exit velo, even if you're able to get to it, if you take somebody off their feet just for a second, you have the speed that Arkansas does, find yourself in a good spot.
Junior Kennedy Miller stands in. Looking for a little 2-out rally here in the second. So Uchenyo falls behind 2 balls and no strikes, and Wells out to have a chat with her pitcher.
Uchenyo has come out and attacked these hitters so well. And I think whenever you get something that's ripped off of you as a pitcher, it can be easy not necessarily, oh, I'm so nervous, but the feeling of, okay, I have to tighten up. And that feeling of trying to over-guide and over-pitch, like that Wells, the freshman, comes out and settles her down just a second.
2-0. Off speed in for a called strike. And especially, Nicole, I mean, Wyckoff, really good piece of 2-out hitting, but more than that, 2-strike hitting.
As this game goes on, that's something that you want to keep an eye on. How do teams hit with 2 strikes with 2 outs? Are there any rallies?
Back-to-back changeups gets Huachenyo back in the count.
Go back to Arkansas just last night in the 7th inning. Almost had 2-out rally comeback. Ended up falling short, but they're a team that fights. They're so scrappy. You have to see it all the way through strike 3, out number 3.
Count runs full to Miller. Huachenyo has been efficient so far in this ball game, but we talk about it over and over, the importance of being in pitchers' counts, working ahead and getting ahead early. 3-2 is down the line. It'll be fair. Miller rounds second, and they're gonna go to score. Miller will score easily, and it is a 2-out RBI double for Kennedy Miller as Wyckoff comes around to score, and Razorbacks on top here early in this ball game, 1-0.
We just saw that batting average. Huachenyo started off that at bat 2-0. So you're coming back, you're battling, even though it is a full count. How do you start it? She comes from behind. She leaves a ball that's too far on the plate on that outer half. This is a good piece of hitting. You're not trying to overswing. All you're doing is trying to hit the ball down and hard. It goes down the line, and I think this is a little bit of a rare miscue defensively. Agbayani, she's not setting for home, calling for home. And Parker, she's not being able to get that relay in, and there may have been a play at the plate. That is huge, huge, huge for Arkansas. No, not only to draw blood first, but to get that 2-out rally. We just talked about that.
2-out rally brings up the freshman Kyler Del Duca. Del Duca getting her first start of the season. She's appeared in 31 games, but getting her first start here tonight. An unfortunate injury in game 1 to the senior Dakota Kennedy. Not in the lineup tonight. And Del Duca filling that role, and those are some big shoes to fill.
Definitely a bat that you want in your lineup, but even more so the energy. Whenever you have her on the field, it's a game changer. But Del Duca, this is only her 7th at-bat all season. She's been able to, I think, shed that feeling of, all right, well, I've never been here before. Whenever you get your at-bats, whenever you're at this point in the season, even if you are riding the bench, if you're paying attention, you're ready.
Huachenyo falls behind 3 balls and a strike.
See Jen Rocha come out and talk to her pitcher. And again, I'm sure Oklahoma, they know the stats as well, but Arkansas has been very disciplined against Huachenyo, especially on that curveball, the outside half to righties. They are not biting, and typically she'll get some swings on those, some nibbles on those pitches in the river. Not quite on the corner of the plate, just a little bit of way, and you can tell this is something that Arkansas has prepped for. They don't look like they even want to go for it. They're chasing after those pitches on the inside half, and then later on in counts, they'll go to the outside.
Arkansas on the season, 28-2 when scoring first. You go back to yesterday, picking up the loss, but at one point early in that game, Arkansas led the Sooners 4-0. Sooners rallied back to take game 1, 8-7. Del Duca, big hack straight through the 3-1, and the count runs full.
Up until yesterday, it was only 1 loss.
Yes. A 3-2. Del Duca stays alive, and if you go back and you look at game one, I mean, we talked about it a little bit running into this game, Nicole, but I mean, it was just a back and forth, and we saw such clutch hitting. And let's not forget, we also saw two aces going up against each other last night who gave up more runs than what you typically see coming from Lowry or Herron, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. I think it caught the elbow. Regardless, it was ball 4, and the free pass will bring up Carly Davison, and the Razorbacks making something happen here with 2 outs.
Arkansas definitely, they look more comfortable than Oklahoma in this moment, especially in the circle. Uchenyo looks like she's throwing just a little tight, especially early on in games. If you have a team that looks settled and comfortable, that makes all the difference in the world in this type of environment, especially as a visiting team. Right now, with runners in scoring position, they have been on a 2-out rally already to get one across the board. It would be huge if they were able to get something through the infield, possibly get another.
Carly Davison, the senior, with a check swing, and Uchenyo's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. First batter in which Uchenyo has been ahead since Italia Rijo earlier in this inning. Trying to work out of a jam here. Davison 1 for 3 in game 1. It was a big 1 for 3, a pair of RBI. Hitting .365 on the season. Trying to put up a crooked number here for the Razorbacks.
Arkansas so disciplined with these 2 strikeout bats. Whether they're coming from behind or Uchenyo comes back to even up the count, they have been really making her work for her pitches. If they're going to swing at something, it needs to be in the strike zone or around the corners. Those big misses like that one right there, you can tell by the way they're taking. They're not even tempted. That tells me they're so locked and dialed in. With how close they were yesterday, you have to think as an offense, as a team, they get together and they say, hey, we're right there. Make this adjustment, make that adjustment, and that game is ours. Let's get it today.
2-2 misses upstairs. And just like that, what was an 0-2 count has now shifted. 3rd full count in a row. Uchenyo, 38 pitches so far here in the 2nd. Two is hit well to right field. Parker is back at the wall. She's going to make the catch. And Uchenyo gets out of a jam, and Ella Parker flashing some leather out in right field. We head to the bottom of the 2nd. Ella Parker definitely saves a run, potentially more, but not before Arkansas strikes first. And 2 games in a row where Arkansas has taken the lead early in this ball game. I'm DJ Sanchez along with Nicole Mendez. 4-5-6 due up for the Sooners. And Peyton Burnham back to work after a quick first inning and just efficient, where she retired the side. The Sooners, another position here where they're gonna have to claw back.
Both offenses went 1-2-3 in the first. Arkansas did a great adjustment off of Wachenio. They tightened up their zone. They made her come to them.
I think the piece that I love about it even more, 2 outs. Wachenio in the top of the second inning retired Bell and Rijo. Rijo retired on 1 pitch. And then from there, the 6, 7, and 8 spots in the Arkansas lineup, working counts, getting deep into some hitters' counts, and finding a way to get it done with 2 outs. Gabby Garcia at 4.07 on the year. I don't see that too often anymore with the pitch clock. Burnham in the middle.
That timeout initiated by the umpire.
Yes. Burnham falls behind 3 balls and a strike. And taking a look at just the growth of Gabby Garcia from her freshman season to now.
I think the biggest thing that my eye immediately is drawn to is those RBI numbers. 61 games, 58 RBIs, and only 45, she's at 55 RBIs. The run production is up all across the board. Just a young athlete who's been able to lead in so many different ways. Defensively, she's so solid for Oklahoma, but offensively, I feel like she's been able to make some noise.
3-2 has popped up to the left side, but it's gonna get down in no man's land, and Gabby Garcia is aboard.
Del Duca, we were just talking about those power numbers. Heels were close to that warning track out on left field. She was playing on the line, so she was on the right track, but just so deep, that ball kind of flies into no man's land and just bloops in out of range over at shortstop Rijo. She was shaded up the middle, so it just was a perfect storm. And you get that leadoff runner on. That is huge, because who do you have coming up now? Isabella Emmerling. She had that grand slam to tie it up after Arkansas went up 4-0 yesterday. Talk about clutch. That was her 9th grand slam, by the way.
There are plenty of players that don't hit 9 grand slams in their entire career.
Much less 1.
Like, I mean, goodness. And when I say entire career, I mean your entire time of playing the ball game. Emmerling 9 times. It's Burnham. This is a little bit low, and here's a good look at that grand slam from Emmerling last night, about as clutch as they come. Going down to get the pitch, and really what turned in to be the difference maker for the Sooners.
That was the first punch back from Oklahoma. It's later on, after a few innings of production, and Arkansas feeling like we're very much in control of the game. But one thing that Emmerling has done, and you look at Oklahoma's numbers all across the board, is the run production has increased. I think the mindset. JT Gasso, the hitting coach for Oklahoma, he does such a great job, not only taking a hitter for what they are, but also helping them calibrate and sharpen up their mindset as a hitter.
Ground ball to Rijo, and it's bobbled. And Emmerling is aboard in what I'm going to assume will be ruled an error, and very uncharacteristic miscue by this Arkansas infield, who is one of the best in the country.
This one is an easy ground ball, almost a tailor-made double play. And Riho trying to get too far ahead of it. Those eyes come up before that ball does. And as soon as that happens, that soft bounce, it will eat you up every time. And 2 back-to-back, that flare out in left field, and then that ground ball error over at shortstop. In Oklahoma, they have 2 runners on. Cassidy Pickering, she's been struggling as of late, but this is a hitter who can hop out in a hurry.
Right at Riho, and they are going to get Garcia at second base. And just like that, 2 outs on the board, and Burnham an out away from getting out of a jam, and Riho redeems herself.
Theo says, you know what? I don't like how that first one played out. Let's try that again. Let's run it back. I'm going to get the double play, but in style this time. That is huge for Arkansas. Completely relieves the tension.
Double play will bring up Ailana Agbayani. And what felt for a moment that the Sooners were knocking on the door just like that. Burnham's got 2 quick outs and 2 quick strikes on Agbayani. I'll say this, I mean, this inning started with the single by Gabby Garcia, but Burnham doing a good job of hitting spots. The 0-2, McDowell gloves it and takes care of it, and Burnham works out of a jam, lets her defense do the work. We're heading to the 3rd. Razorbacks up 1-0. The 3rd, Razorbacks on top 1-0, and we've got Coach Courtney Deifel standing by in a moment to chat with her. Coach, good start, up 1-0, a lot of game left, but what do you like that you've seen from Burnham so far in this ballgame?
Oh, well, she's just trusting her defense. We have an amazing defense, and she's getting to hit contacts that we want into this amazing defense, and what's not to love about that?
Definitely. What is not to love about that? But offensively, what's not to love about that? Y'all have 6 hard hits already, just squaring up balls. Y'all look so comfortable. Coming into this series, y'all already look comfortable. What is it about Arkansas that just completely looks so settled and so gamey?
Well, DJ does a really good job of preparing our offense, and our offense is really good. So they trust the prep, they trust their plan, they have a really strong confidence in themselves and each other, and so they just feed off each other. And it's nice to get one on the board, but I like our outs, I like our presence, and there's a lot of game left, but I like what I see so far.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, and happy NFCA Day.
Hey, what is it that they say? Hitters hit?
Hey.
Hitters hit.
Hitters hit, and in this ball game so far, pitcher's pitch, Peyton Burnham doing a good job, and Wichenio back to work for the Sooners. And You know, when you talk to Coach Deifel, it's always a fun conversation because she's just so blunt. And one thing that we've heard Coach say a couple times, she's like, we are who we are. And you can just see that coming through in the way that this team just approaches every single ball game and the way that they go about their business, very professional. As Reagan Johnson stands in, grounded out, back in the first.
Well, now they're back at the top of the lineup. Look at the infield, 5 infielders in. Dayton shading over from left field over to second base, leaving right field completely open. Johnson, a lot of speed.
We're going to say she held, and Bucheño falls behind, 2 balls and a strike. Lots of hitters counts and seeing such great discipline from this Arkansas offense. We saw the shift, and Nicole, you were talking about it, the shift that we're seeing from the Sooner defense. And a little bit different than what we saw last night. Ella Parker being kind of shifted to center early in the game yesterday. Shifted to left, Kai Miner still in center. The count runs full. Three-two is popped up to the left side. But Ella Parker is there to take care of it for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Brinley Bain.
And the defense resumes back to normal. A lot of shuffling in between that first batter, Johnson and Bain. Well, I had to go cross country, basically.
She did it
on
quick.
our Strava, you know, gotta get
She's
miles
already
in.
there. Brinley Bain 0 for 1 here on the night, but it's got that average right at 400 on the season. Bain just a freshman. It's the 0-1. Lays down the left side, but Bucheño ahead, no balls and 2 strikes in a spot she has not been in a ton here as of late. So you gotta love seeing the pitchers count.
Since the first inning, the first 2 batters has not found herself in a 0-2. Mention her just being a freshman. It's been so fun to watch this year because I feel like we have a fantastic level of talent across the board, across the country with seniors. But the freshmen have been so fun to watch. Being obviously being one of them. Kendall Wells behind the plate being another one. I mean, just the mammoth home runs, the consistency.
Kai Miner in center field. I mean, the freshman list goes on and on and on. Kai Miner leading the SEC in batting average not that long ago.
To go from an 0-2 to a full count, something that I've noticed Arkansas do really well is as soon as they get the strike, they don't panic. They're not, gosh, she's gonna throw another one right there, I need a swing. They know the pitches that they are hunting, and they know that Bucheño, her ball is expanding widely across the zone.
3-2 misses in the dirt. The 0-2 shifted quickly. Bain is aboard with the walk. That'll bring up Ella McDowell. And McDowell 0 for 1 here tonight, but has one of the hardest hit balls that we've seen come off of an Arkansas bat. She lined out to Kai Miner back in the first, and a little bit of action down in the Sooner bullpen. Sydney Berzon up and moving. Alyssa Parker.
Yeah, you look at the body of work that Uchenyo has done, consistently falling behind in counts, and with that walk especially, starting off 0-2 and then falling behind. This is not an Arkansas team that you want to give any momentum to. You saw them go up 4-0 in yesterday's game, and I think by getting a pitching change, this is the right call for Oklahoma, because Arkansas is a team that can score quickly. They can give a lot of pressure. So we're going to see a different arm and try to stifle a little bit of that pressure. But Arkansas, they're putting it on.
Pitching change for the Sooners early as they go to Sydney Berzon. Berzon making her 20th appearance on the season, walks in with a 2.72 ERA and 5-1 with 46 1/3 innings thrown. But a big spot here for the senior, trying to quiet down this Arkansas offense, who has been, again, we haven't seen, you know, line shots all over the field or working gap to gap, but this has been a very deliberate approach coming from the Arkansas Razorbacks in this ball game as they run Uchenyo early.
What we have seen is hard hits.
Yep.
Hard hits on the ground, and that's something that you don't feel comfortable with consistently. If you're Oklahoma, is Arkansas, they are barreling up the balls. They are drawing out long counts. They are starting in hitters counts. And if they're not, they make it a hitters count. So I like the look of Berzon coming in. She gets a lot of ground balls, especially with the runner at first and one out.
Sophomore Ella McDowell takes a big hack for strike number 1, and Arkansas continuing to try to string some things together. As this pitch is lifted to left field, and a diving play by Abby Dayton for out number 2. And that's big time down the left field line. And she got a good read on that ball off the bat.
This is such a great catch by Abby Dayton. The trust that you have to have as an outfielder to dive for a ball in the line. If it gets past you, that's easily 1, maybe 2 runs, depending on how far it goes. But immediately she pops right back up, gets that out.
And Berzon shuts it down in the 3rd. Razorbacks on top, 1-0 as we go to the 4th. won't be long before the Women's College World Series comes to Oklahoma City, May 28th. You're gonna blink and it's gonna be here. You can catch all the action on ESPN, and the Sooners know a little bit about the Women's College World Series as take a look at the right field wall and all of those national championships. Sydney Barker leads off the bottom of the third. Peyton Burnham back to work as this ball is struck well to left field, and what a catch by Del Duca out in left field. And we have seen some big time plays, and that is Kaylee Wyckoff, the senior in left, flashing the leather.
I mean, look at that smile as soon as she came off the wall. She was like, yeah, I'll do this. Day in and day out, gets asked to go out to left, doesn't miss a beat.
And making the shift, and Wyckoff, 2 in a row.
So nice she had to do it twice. Left field getting a lot of action early on in this game. I was telling you, DJ, during the break, I love good defense. It is such an underrated tool in today's game. Everybody likes to talk about hitting because it's flashy and it's important. You need a score to win. But if you have good defense, you can prevent hard hits from getting across the board, getting runners on base. That catch by Wyckoff to lead off the inning off of Barker, that saves a double. I think in this series, the little things are going to add up. You do enough things right that kind of turn the tide in your favor. Not even big mistakes, but just the little things right that just add to that bank account, add to that energy, add to that momentum. Softball is such a momentum game.
Kai Miner looking to start a little 2-out rally here. Burnham gets herself back in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Getting those 2 outs quick was so important as well, because Kai Miner leading off, but who do you have on deck? The home run hitter herself, Kendall Wells.
And Wyckoff back at the warning track, and she's just gonna take care of the whole inning herself. Why not? We're heading to the 4th, where we get to have a chat with the Goats. We go to the 4th, where the Sooners trail Arkansas 1-0. Moment to catch up with Coach Gasso. And Coach, Sydney Berzon coming in and shutting it down last inning, but what do you want to see from her as this game continues?
Induce ground balls for us, keep the ball in the park, allow us to play some defense, and work ahead and count.
Burnham She has been doing a really good job just mixing the ball all around the zone. That last inning saw 2 hard hit balls out to left field. What's the adjustment that Oklahoma has talked about to get themselves back into this game? It's only 1-0.
Yeah, we're not getting our swing off the way we want to. Last inning looked more like it. We need to just stay behind the ball and drive it hard and swing at good pitches and just try to create a little bit of momentum right now.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Hear Coach talk about it, momentum. And Sydney Berzon looking to get a little bit of that in the Sooner dugout. You haven't felt like they've had much of it. Momentum with Arkansas, but Berzon looking to quiet the Razorbacks just a bit. Spent her first 3 seasons at LSU, 52-24 with just a 2.02 ERA. And this year, 5-1, just 46 1/3 innings thrown, taking on a little bit of a different role. But we've seen a lot of growth from Berzon in her time in a Sooner uniform. But big spot here for Berzon as this game rolls on about the midway point. This ball is grounded, and it's going to be a foot race.
Great recovery over there at first from Emmerling. Looked like she wanted to go from that. Agbayani, she covers so much ground, though, very vocal, calls her off, and Emmerling actually lost her footing. She was able to recover, find that bag over at first base. That is not an easy position. First base doesn't get enough credit. I think that ball was out of the hand before Emmerling actually was looking up at it.
And doing exactly what's asked of her is Rijo is retired to bring up Kaylee Wyckoff, but inducing ground balls, as we heard Coach Gasso say at the beginning of this inning.
Kaylee Wyckoff, the ball magnet herself, registered all 3 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Made 2 really good catches right at the wall.
Well, talk about a shift in momentum. I mean, one of the hardest hit balls we've seen off a Sooner bat in this ball game, and Wyckoff making a great play for the first out of that inning.
Maybe it's not Wyckoff. Maybe there's just a giant magnet underneath left field today. Abby Dayton had that great diving catch over in left. And I think it also speaks to how these pitchers are throwing to these hitters. Obviously, you can't stay on one side of the plate too long. They'll make that adjustment. But what they are doing is they'll stay away, they'll go with the off speed, pop one in, pop one up in the zone every once in a while, but continue to try to get these hitters to go out in front. Arkansas has been really effective with Oklahoma's bats in doing that. And Berzon coming in trying to do the same.
Wyckoff has scored the lone Razorback run as the 2-2 is grounded to Barker. Coach Gasso wanted ground balls, and Berzon says, sure. 2 quick outs. Gonna bring up Kennedy Miller.
Adjustments, adjustments, adjustments. Out in front. Berzon does such a good job of just giving her defense easy ground balls, easy things to feed her defense. And that's exactly where you want it. Low in the zone, get them. You know these hitters are gonna make contact. You won't see too many strikeouts, but Berzon's mindset as a pitcher is, can I get them to just miss the barrel? Just get outside of their legs.
Monroe catches the bottom half of the strike zone.
Just like that, so important. Establishing that bottom half of the strike zone. We did not see that from Uchenyo whenever she started. Now Arkansas gonna have to change and defend a little bit more.
You've talked about it, Nicole. One thing early on in this game, Arkansas has been very disciplined. Not a lot of pitches that they've chased outside the strike zone. Wyckoff with the ground out. Probably ball 3. Speaking of ball 3, Berzon falls behind, 3 balls and a strike. Miller came up big time back in the 2nd inning with the RBI double. Has been the difference maker in this game so far. 3-1, right down the chute to run the count full.
That's where, as a hitter, I know there's that fine line of being patient, but I want to hit with a 3-1 count and a pitch that is a mistake, a ball left high over the middle of the plate.
Out on the front foot, Kai Minor is going to take care of it, and Berzon retires the side. Arkansas up 1-0. Sooners trail 1-0, and if you want one swing of the bat to try to tie a game up, Kendall Wells can do it. Chasing the single season home run record as a freshman, sitting at 32 in just 45 games, 37 set by Laura Espinoza back in 1995. It's been a minute since anyone's been in striking distance, and Kendall Wells has got a lot of games left to get there.
I wasn't great at stats in college, but 62% sounds like it's pretty dang good. This is a hitter who is lethal at the plate. Whenever you throw balls over, they have to be on the corner. She does not miss very often. But what Arkansas has done so well against her this series is they've started attacking early and relieve them.
And big out here as McDowell stays with it to make the play, and a sky-high ball on the infield, and you see the big grin from Ella McDowell. But I'll say this, huge out for Peyton Burnham, who has just been making quick work of these Sooner hitters.
Yeah, this is a really good job by McDowell tracking that all the way into the glove. You know how important that is. You do not want to give that hitter another opportunity to come up to the plate, especially when she just missed that one. That was a sky-high, hard-hit fly ball, but if she gets another chance, she may flatten it out.
Ella Parker fouls this off to the left side and out of play. And you know, we talk about Kendall Wells and all the bombs. Ella Parker knows a little bit about it herself. 3 straight seasons, again, hitting over .415 with over 13 bombs, and just the middle of this lineup is just an absolute gauntlet.
It is, and Arkansas has just been cruising on through. I will say the last few batters for Oklahoma, there's been some hard hits, but the adjustments that Arkansas continues to make, getting the strikeout, getting the pop-up from Wells, in this lethal part of the lineup. Burnham, she's been making it look easy. Sure, teams all across the country are going, write that down, write that down. let's see where she pitched him. But it's so true, because this is an offense that is so consistent that whenever they are held down, not just once, but twice through the lineup.
Gabby Garcia has registered the only Sooner hit here tonight. And it was a single back in the second, and a bloop single at that, a dying quail, if you will.
I don't think I've heard that one. I've heard a Texas leaguer, but a dying quail is new to me.
But Peyton Burnham, you said it, Nicole, just cruising and sitting down arguably two of the most dangerous hitters, not just in this lineup, but in the country, in Wells and Parker. She's ahead here. A ball and 2 strikes on Gabby Garcia. And you just gotta love the pitch placement. So deliberate. She rocks and fires, misses a bit low, but I like that location. Just the drop ball down and away. And it's back-to-back Ks, and Burnham is feeling it. We're heading to the 5th, and Burnham's burning them down. Arkansas up, 1 up. We go to the 5th, 8-9-1, due up for the Razorbacks, and looking to add to the lead as Arkansas is up 1-0. It's been a bit of a pitcher's duel here tonight after we saw kind of a high-scoring game yesterday, 8-7, but Peyton Burnham has been lights out so far in this ball game, and Sydney Berzon has quieted some things down since she has entered the game back in the 3rd. Cam Harrison stands in, getting her first at-bat on the night. Had a big pinch hit double in the 7th inning of game 1 and put the Razorbacks 1 swing away. Just came up a little bit short, but getting the opportunity here tonight.
I think whenever you get the opportunity, doesn't matter what point in the season, if you produce, yeah, we're gonna give you another opportunity. We're gonna put you back out there, see what you can do.
Good take by Harrison, that pitch on the chalk on the outer half.
You could tell she was wanting it though, and I think the difference between what we saw from Lochenio and Berzon is she gets ahead and counts hitters. They have to play defensive.
It's grounded to Gabby Garcia. She's gonna fire it across. Emmerling takes the hop, and Harrison's retired for out number 1.
Great read there by Garcia, not only to take that extra step back, knowing she couldn't get to the short hop in time, but also using the ground to her advantage. Gives her first baseman a long hop. Emmerling, no stranger to having to dig stuff out of the ground. She not only plays first base, but also works behind the plate as a catcher as well. Just a good, easy catch. Love the way that defense has worked.
Harley Davidson, first pitch swinging. They're gonna say foul ball.
Arkansas has quieted down how aggressive they have been at the plate within those first 2 pitches. Back in the second, whenever they did score, they had multiple hits in a row. They had 5 hitters swinging within the first 2 pitches.
Davidson takes strike number 2. And Nicole, you're talking about just the adjustment that we're seeing from Arkansas. And again, I say adjustment, that may not even be the right word for it, but not quite as aggressive. And Davidson stays alive, chasing the drop ball outside the strike zone. But I think one thing we've seen since Berzon has entered this game, and you were talking about being in pitcher's counts, but beyond that, competitive misses. The 0-2 freezes Davison. Berzon gets her first K of the night.
And again, you talk about those competitive misses. Berzon had a competitive miss in that same location just a few pitches ago. She brings it in, maybe half a ball. And this is where she gets that hitter to freeze. It looks familiar. Kendall Wells behind the plate as well, bringing that back over for her pitcher, getting that strikeout call.
That is the first strikeout for Sooner pitching here tonight. That'll roll it back to the top of the order, and Reagan Johnson looking for her first hit on the evening. Popped up to left field back in the 3rd. This ball grounded up the middle. Agbayani backhands it, but not in time, as Reagan Johnson is aboard with 2 outs.
Great play by Agbayani, but again, the speed of Johnson, that is why they bring 5 defenders into it. Played her straight up on this one. But as soon as you take more than 2 steps up the middle, it's almost a guarantee that Johnson is gonna be safe at first, because she just gets out as a hitter to not watch the ball in your first 3 steps, to be so fast and explosive. She gets down the line so quick.
And we're sitting here talking about the shift, Nicole, and Abby Dayton, who's in left field for the Sooners. We've seen the shift each time as Brinley Bain stands in. But Abby Dayton, I think, is who fielded that ball. Looked like an Ailana Agbayani play up the middle. But Abby Dayton, as this pitch is lined right at Gabby Garcia, and that'll do it for the Razorbacks. Sooners looking to get on the board as we head to the bottom half. championships down in Fort Worth today. Holding that national championship trophy high. Pretty amazing. And in addition to the team national championship, Faith Torres won the individual all-around national championship. And here's one of the most impressive things about this. All right, All-American on every event. This is a 2-day event for the women, and Faith Torres did not compete in the all-around until Thursday, day 1 of the national championship meet. And just no big deal, show and go. I'm gonna just go win the all-around.
I think the Sooners today get a little bit of inspiration. Women's gym, they were trailing behind. It was down to the wire.
And speaking of inspiration, Isabella Emmerling does it again. Had the grand slam last night, but ties this game up here, and it is a big one. Her 16th jack on the year. First pitch. Emmerling knocks this game up with one swing of the bat.
I was just about to say, take inspiration. How do you come from behind? How do you come up clutch? Emmerling, she knows a thing or two about being clutch, as you mentioned, DJ. But this one right here, a rare miss from Burnham, a pitch over the middle and low. That is exactly the same location that she hit her home run yesterday. A lot of power. That goes on being patient as a hitter. Rare for Oklahoma. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And they still haven't gone 2 times through the lineup as they face Cassidy Pickering for the 2nd time. She's a 6th batter in the Sooner lineup. That is uncommon for this Oklahoma offense. That tells you how good Burnham has been pitching, how efficient she has been.
Burnham has been good, and with all of this, that is the first hit Burnham had given up since the 2nd inning.
She's sitting at 53 pitches.
Falls behind here, 3 balls and a strike. As this ball is struck well to the gap. But what a catch as Reagan Johnson lays out. And I will say this, as good as Peyton Burnham has been tonight, this Arkansas defense is stepping up and showing why they are one of the best defenses in the country.
Courtney Deifel, whenever you ask her about her outfield, she gets this big grin on her face and she says, Johnson is so underrated. The rest of the country, they undervalue the speed that she has, and she said, I like it. I'll take it to my advantage. This is a knock by Cassidy Pickering, and she's able to track that down, hangs up in the air just long enough to be able to get it to it. I'm going to say it again. I love good defense. And Johnson, she liked to put on a little bit of a show there in center field. I want to see more.
Talk about the captain having your pitchers back.
Well, I have a feeling outfield may see a little bit more action. Oklahoma, 2 hard hits back-to-back. We just mentioned they haven't been through the lineup multiple times, but you're starting to see those adjustments that they've been needing to make. Barreling up balls, that's what Patty Gasso said in the interview. Can we come from behind instead of swinging out in front? Can we get our barrels behind the ball, get our weight, get our momentum behind the ball? Those last 2 swings, I think it's safe to say that barrel was definitely behind it.
Ilana Agbayani grounded out to 3rd, back in the 2nd. Looking to be a spark here for the Sooners. Get this going again as she stays alive.
Runs, they are so fun to talk about, and they get that wow awe factor. But look at the numbers that Agbayani's putting up, 419 on the season. 44 hits, scored 40 runs.
The 2-2 is laced to left field. Agbayani is aboard. 2 hits here in the inning for Oklahoma. That'll bring up Sydney Barker.
And we talked about the efficiency of Burnham, how great of a job that she's been doing. We're here in the 5th. It is worrisome. If you're Arkansas, if I'm Courtney Deifel, I'm starting to get maybe some arms warm. 3 hard hits in a row in the bottom half of the lineup. You know who is coming up back at the top. You have Kai Miner and Kendall Wells lurking.
Big spot here for Burnham.
Just last inning, excuse me, 2 innings ago, Barker had a rip deep in left field. That was the first hard hit ball that I felt like Oklahoma really squared up all game long. Came off of this hitter right here.
And Wyckoff made a tremendous play in left field. Burnham fires the 2-0. Agbayani takes off, and she will steal second base safely and into scoring position.
Great execution there by Barker. That one was a swing and miss and a steal. Agbayani, she has done such a fantastic job. The way that she slides into bags, she maneuvers her body. She's able to move her hands around. You'll see her go headfirst often.
2-1 off the cap. McDowell takes care of it, and Agbayani not able to move up. So we roll to the 9 spot in what was Abby Dayton. In the 9 hole, we're gonna see Lexi McDaniel, who has been so clutch for the Sooners in a pinch hit role.
We were talking about really good freshmen. We're about to see 3 in a row. If runs and hits keeps coming across the board, Lexi McDaniel, she has stepped up, and to be a pinch hitter, that is not an easy role to have. And as a freshman, to be so present all throughout the game, waiting, 9 home runs, 29 RBIs as a pinch hitter.
It's outrageous, and had a pinch hit spot last night. Laced a double. And a big spot here for the freshman. Big hack as she swings through the rise ball up in the eyes.
It's a beautiful pitch there by Burnham, knowing that this pinch hitter, who is known for taking big hacks, having big swings.
Little check swing on the off speed.
Uses the rise ball up and in to get her as she's aggressive, and then immediately going back with the off speed low and away. Talk about a spread. That's about a 15-mile-an-hour speed difference for what it feels like the hitter in the box.
The 0-2. Catch McDaniel out on her front foot. You gotta love the pitch sequencing coming here from Burnham.
Goes back to the off speed. Again, low and away. You saw the way McDaniel's, a lot of power behind her, but whenever you lose your legs as a hitter, it's really hard to get something through this infield, especially for Arkansas, whose defense is so solid.
The 0-2 is popped up on the infield. McDowell calls everybody off, and Burnham minimizes the damage in the 5th, but not before Isabella Emmerling does what she has done all season for 16th bomb of the season. Knocks this game up at 1.
They may be down, but you cannot count them out. Isabella Emmerling, she has been clutch city. Oklahoma ties it up 1-1 going into the 6th.
We head to the 6th, knotted up at 1. And what a game we've got, what a series this has been. And we've got some big time softball coming up. SEC championship, conference championship week coming up to start the month of May. And May is softball month around the country. Nicole?
They don't call it mayhem for nothing. Right now, a little bit of mayhem already. Arkansas hit by pitch, getting the lead off. Dowell, first pitch. But you have to start looking ahead. Obviously, being present, this is such a tight series. Both of the games so far today that have been played have just been competitive. I think, DJ, you said it earlier. You're not seeing too much surrender.
This ball is struck well, and it's going to get out of here. Tiana Bell answers back. And with one swing of the bat, Arkansas puts a pair on the board to make it 3-1. And we talked about how these games have been back and forth in Arkansas. Gets punched in the mouth, strikes right back, and it was quick. If you blinked, you missed it. Bell, what a shot.
Well, who else was it going to be except for Tiana Bell? I mean, as soon as it came off the barrel, you knew exactly where it was going. Deep into the night, deep into the sunset. Close to that upper deck, that 2-run home run. She was the one that had that home run yesterday. I mean, just absolute clutchness. And she shifted into that 4 spot. Obviously, with Kennedy out with a leg injury, they put her into the 4 spot. And for Arkansas, comes through big.
Gonna have to be quick from Gabby Garcia. But Rijo is retired for the first out of the inning. And Arkansas, how quickly that happened. And I want to go back to this for a moment. You know, we were busy talking about all the amazing ball games coming up and postseason being on the horizon, but how quickly, again, Isabel Emmerling hits the bomb in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch, first batter, as Wyckoff shows bunt. Hit by pitch, right? And it's up there with the cardinal sin of pitchers. You talk about free passes, but you look at free passes, especially off an inning where your offense scores. The free pass coming around to bite Berzon.
I mean, the only exception is the 3rd. Arkansas didn't score. But other than that, in the 2nd, there was a free pass with a walk. And then to lead off this inning, a hit by pitch. But if you add them all up, score 3-1, 3 free passes in this game by Oklahoma.
As Wyckoff stands in. Got things moving for the Razorbacks back in the 2nd with a 2-out, 2-strike single. Came around to score in what was the only Razorback run. As this ball is hit well to center field, Kai Minor's gonna glove it for out number 2. That'll bring up catcher Kennedy Miller.
You have to go back to Bell's home run because that pitch was in the perfect location, but the way that she was able to open up her body and get to it, I mean, talks about what kind of an exceptional hitter she is, because Berzon has been spotting and locating her pitches phenomenally ever since she came into relief. The biggest thing I think that Arkansas has struggled with is she is attacking them early. Arkansas not swinging too early in counts. So Berzon, she's able to establish herself and then maximize her zone.
This ball laced down the right field side and off the right field corner. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. The corners at Love's Field are set up very, very unique. But Berzon ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2, big miss and gets away. Something, and Nicole, you had touched on it a little bit, but Berzon, in the time that she entered this game back in the third, had been very effective with her misses. Her misses were competitive pitches. They were pitches that you could see Arkansas thinking about taking a hack and then having to adjust. But one thing I think we've seen in this inning, some bigger misses, some pitches, again, in the dirt, some pitches well outside the strike zone, allowing Arkansas to kind of sit on some pitches and find a way. The 1-2.
I think to your point, look at the adjustments that Arkansas has been able to make, the response. And we've talked about JT Gasso. We haven't even talked about DJ Gasso. There he is right there in the white hat. DJ Gasso, what he does as a hitting coach is just phenomenal. I think if your name is Gasso, you have to be really great.
Little check swing, but Emmerling takes care of it. But not before Arkansas strikes back. And talking about DJ Gasso being a great hitting coach, and Tiana Bell.
Too much surrender.
This ball is showing it why. What a shot as Bell gives Arkansas the lead. We go to the bottom of the sixth, and it's been a good one. Back and forth, just like we've seen so far in this series. But Peyton Burnham has been tremendous for the Razorbacks in the circle. 1 run on 3 hits, that run coming by way of the bomb. And Tiana Bell with the big 2-run shot in the top half of this inning. And this Arkansas Razorback team has just been as advertised.
The way that she has mixed pitches, kept these hitters off balance. And the biggest hitter that she's kept off balance tonight, Kendall Wells, who sits on deck. Kai Miner set to lead off top half of this Sooner lineup. Place that they desperately want to be as they trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. I feel like Arkansas, they have continued to respond every time Oklahoma makes a push. It's such a back and forth battle. That pitch just misses the barrel.
If you talk about a place that you want to be in this Sooner lineup, Miner, Wells, Parker. But so far in this ball game, 0 for 6. Make it 0 for 7. It's Kai Miner is retired for out number 1 to bring up Kendall Wells. But you know you're having a good night when you are holding down the 1, 2, 3 of this Sooner lineup.
That's something that she's going to have to be extra careful with. Whenever you look back in the 5th inning, up to what Kai Miner just did, a lot of hard hits. And Kendall Wells, her last at-bat, sky-high, hard-hit fly ball. Really good job over at third by McDowell, being able to catch that in foul territory. But one swing from Kendall Wells, and that ball could go deep into the night. We saw her heat map earlier. I mean, she does not miss very often.
That ball is laced. Foul.
And her presence of mind as an elite hitter, as somebody who is leading the country, not just as the freshman, but as an athlete.
Just 3 home runs away from the OU single season record, 6 away from the NCAA as this pitch is skied high. McDowell gives chase, but it's gonna get out of play. And you were just talking about it, Nicole, in Wells's last at bat, skied high on the infield, and we're seeing some foul balls, but they're struck well.
Yeah, most of them starting to work higher up in the zone. Wouldn't be surprised if Burnham, she wants to go with an off speed here, try to keep this heavy hitter off the base path.
I like that location. 2 strikes in on the hands. If you're gonna go inside, especially 1-2, you better get that pitch exactly where it was. The 2-2. Misses low and away, and the count runs full. There's a spot. In any other situation, you're kind of going, okay, oh, we put Kendall Wells on base, but you've got Ella Parker standing on deck. As this pitch is sky high to left field, and it's gonna get out of here. Kendall Wells, just as she has done all season. 1 swing of the bat. That is her 33rd bomb on the year.
Kendall Wells continues to impress time and time again, has come through for the Sooners time and time again. This one was sent deep down that left field line. You were just talking about if you're gonna throw inside to her, it better be in. This one, not in enough. Wells, her hands are so quick, and she's able to rip through that zone, sends it into that upper deck out there in left field. Those fans very familiar with her balls hit that way.
And it looks like that's gonna be the day on Burnham. And what a day it was. We are seeing quite a game here. Arkansas goes to the bullpen. Sooners trail 3-2 in Norman, but Kendall Wells with 1 swing of the bat chips away, knocking her 33rd home run on the season. Just inching closer and closer to that NCAA record, and this was a thing of beauty.
Every swing from her is like witnessing greatness time and time again. Not a lot of hitters can get to that location. Kendall Wells can, and she does time and time again. She is on a marathon of a stretch, and she has so much game left. There's a new NCAA freshman record. She's chasing history, 2 shy
of the OU single season record. As Ella Parker stands in to face Robin Herron.
37 is the number for all time, whether you're a freshman, softball player, period. 37 single season.
And that single season home run record has been in place for quite some time. That record has been in place longer than Kendall Wells has been alive. Let's put that in perspective for a moment. As Herron fires the 1-1 and little change of speeds.
I heard Mike Andrea say records are meant to be broken. Kendall Wells definitely chasing history. Of course, that record that is still set. Lauren Espinoza, she's played at Arizona, so Mike Andrea knows something or two about a hitter who can make and break some records.
Just a bit. One-two, nice location with the curveball from Herron on the outer half, just misses. Herron got the start in game 1. And when we talked to Coach Deifel before the ball game, she said if we saw Robin, it would be late in this game. Nice change of speeds from Robin Herron to sit down Parker for out number 2.
I firmly believe in off speed, especially like that one, a little floaty, tight in on the hands. That is hard for a hitter, especially a lefty, to be able to keep their body inside and try to go oppo with it. The temptation is turn and burn as soon as you see it inside. Really deceptive, gets a good hitter, get a swing and miss. And again, you talk about momentum, momentum, momentum. This game has been littered back and forth. There by Garcia. And you can see Herron really trying to attack these lefty hitters for Oklahoma, tight and on the hands.
The big spot here for Robin Herron. You know, it's easy to get caught up in the Kendall Wells bomb as she is chasing history with every swing of the bat. This is going to get up and out of play. But let's not forget here what a big spot this is for Arkansas and Robin Herron. Bottom of the 6th, Arkansas still with a 1-run lead, now with their ace in the circle. And just 4 outs shy of a victory here in Norman. Herron evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes, looking to save the Arkansas lead here in the 6th. The 2-2. Lined straight to Bell. And Herron stops the bleeding, but not before Kendall Wells puts a run on the board.
The freshman who can do it all, chasing history. Goes from 32 to 33 home runs. Not only puts her team within 1, but puts herself within 1. Kendall Wells, what can't she do?
To the 7th we go. Arkansas on top, 3-2. And these teams have met each other with every single blow. Arkansas looking for a little insurance.
Berzon, starting off with the 58-mile-an-hour off speed.
Berzon, the one blemish on the night. The 2-run shot to Tiana Bell back in the 6th. But beyond that, Nicole, Berzon has been solid. She faces Cam Harrison, 0 for 1 here tonight, drew a walk. A big spot here for the Razorbacks. Again, you always want to build that lead late in the game, right? You're going to take runs wherever you can get them, but especially knowing that you've got to face the Sooner offense in the bottom half of the inning. Like a little more than one, right?
Especially in this series, one feels like, gosh, not enough, not enough. Courtney Deifel, whenever we were talking to her earlier on, what felt like ages ago, when Arkansas had the lead by 1, she said it's not enough.
Ground ball to Barker. And Emmerling comes off the bag, but able to make the tag for out number 1.
Quick hands over there by Emmerling at first. You know what? I have been so impressed with her. The senior, a catcher. You have Kendall Wells step in, who is, we just saw what she can do in the box, but behind the plate, she earned a spot as a starting catcher. Emmerling says, what can I do? How can I support my team? You heard it in the interview yesterday. And she comes up clutch time and time again offensively, but also at first base. Several plays today where it's been very heads up, makes some great digs, great tag over at first.
Senior Carly Davison stands in 0 for 2 here tonight, and we're going to get something rolling here for Arkansas. Struck out looking back in the 5th.
A lot of production, if she can turn this lineup over, has come from the top half. Johnson, a ton of speed. McDowell as well, and then Bell, dangerous in that 4 spot. On all the base runners that you can get for that hard-hitting offense, because like you said, 1 run just doesn't feel like enough. This series has been littered with comeback hits, comeback home runs. These hitters are just too clutch. That one, a tight ball in the outside half. Takes it for the ball. 2-2 here. Arkansas very disciplined with 2 strikes all game long.
Berzon fires the 2-2. Barker taking care of it again. The 2 quick outs will roll it back up to the top in Reagan Johnson. And there's a look at Dakota Kennedy, who suffered an injury in game 1. Good to see her in the dugout and up on her feet, looking to be in good spirits. But, you know, Arkansas, we're talking over and over, Nicole, about how wanting to get some insurance here, but Arkansas has had the lead in this ballgame the whole time, right? Sooners tied it up, but Arkansas has not trailed in this game at all. And doing all of this, arguably without one of their best with one of their best players injured and not in the lineup tonight. And you talk about everything that Kennedy brings physically, but one of the leaders for this Razorback team.
Well, her presence in the dugout for sure, definitely making herself feel felt. Trying to keep that spirit up for her team, and I think they've responded in kind. But Berzon, this inning, you can tell she is feeling good, really putting a cap So far, this has been one of the best outings that we've seen from her all year. The way that she has come down and shut down this offense, that is so good. We're nearing that postseason time, so you want your players to get hot right at the right time. Johnson, definitely a player who's getting hot. Berzon is finding her groove here in this game.
2-2. Little chopper right back to Berzon. Gonna have to be quick. And she will take care of Johnson. Retires the side. Last call for the Sooners. Isabella Emmerling leading it off. Arguably the hottest stick in this Oklahoma Sooner lineup. Last night, Isabella Emmerling with the grand slam off of Herron. And taking care of business, doing it here again in game 2 with the jack back in the 5th. Emmerling has been responsible for 5 Sooner runs in this series with 2 swings of the bat.
Twice she has tied the score. Has the opportunity here. Arkansas, they lead 3-2 in a massive swing. That home run, that grand slam yesterday, it came off of the pitcher that we see in the circle here today with Herron. This is a rematch. Herron, she's coming for blood. That first pitch had a lot of movement.
And what a spot here for Robin Herron. The senior captain being called upon to hold things down here in the 7th. 3 outs away from an Arkansas victory. As Emmerling fouls that ball back, and you can just feel the tension, Nicole.
Well, Herron, I'm sure, knowing who's up, she's preparing herself that entire last half inning while Arkansas was hitting. She knows exactly the swing. She has probably replayed it and gone, I would have thrown here. I want the rematch. I want the opportunity. And she gets it here to start off the 7th inning.
1-2. Fouled off and continuing to challenge.
And then on the flip side, if you're Isabella Emmerling, you've had a lot of success these past 2 days, but you have to keep yourself grounded in the moment in this at-bat right here. I think for both of these 2 athletes who have, in their own right, done phenomenal jobs this season, time and time again, come clutch, relying on your routine, relying on what you know, and your preparation sets you up for this moment, and you go at each other going, man, I'm going with my best stuff here.
Speaking of best stuff, Robin Herron sits down Emmerling as she swings through the changeup. And you gotta love the location, Nicole.
Yeah, both strikeouts today from Robin Herron have come on this changeup down in the dirt, and that's something that pitchers work on time and time again, especially whenever you know you're so far ahead of the count. You want something where that catcher is catching it right at the dirt. Beautiful location.
Cassidy Pickering lines this to center field, and that's out number 2. Arkansas 1 out away from picking up the win. Oklahoma leads this series 30-2, 16 straight wins. The last time Arkansas won a game against the Sooners, 2009.
Well, this Arkansas team, they look ready. They looked ready yesterday, fell a little short. Tonight, they have been on point.
Agbayani stands in. Accounted for one of the 4 Sooner hits here tonight. Ground ball to the right side. Davison fires it. Razorbacks win. First Arkansas win over the Sooners in 17 years. This is their first win over a #1 ranked team in program history.
Since 2012, their 3rd win overall. Arkansas, they want to come into a place like Love's Field and put out a statement, not just for the series, but for the rest of the country that is sitting around and watching and wondering, what is Arkansas gonna do? Well, I think tonight has shown you they are here to compete. They are not one to shy away at all. Arkansas's performance was nothing short of gritty, of discipline. I love their response time and time again. It tells you how dialed in, how locked in they have been the entire time.
And this Arkansas team, a force to be reckoned with and firing on all cylinders here tonight. We saw the offense. We saw some great defensive plays, but Peyton Burnham, huge in the circle. We're gonna chat with her when we come back. Arkansas evens the series up at 1. Takes down the Sooners 3-2 here in Norman. Peyton Burnham picks up her 10th win of the season. And Peyton, walk us through the game plan in the circle. Tremendous night for you with the start, picking up your 10th win on the year. But what was working for you tonight against this Sooner offense?
Just spinning it through the zone, trusting my defense, and just knowing when to expand and mixing speeds, and just kind of throwing my game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, coming off of the loss yesterday, it's tough going into a Saturday game here at Love's Field, and you handled it like a pro. I was telling you that I did not handle it like a pro. I'm not even playing. You look calm, cool, collected. Was there a routine or a mantra that kind of kept you in check inning after inning because you just looked so dialed in?
I was just telling myself, take it pitch by pitch, because it's really easy to look ahead. And so when I caught myself doing that, it was like, okay, come back, like pitch by pitch, trust the defense, trust the plan, and just go for it.
Arkansas softball, you guys are so fun to watch. It's been a blast all year long to see you time and time again What has been the feel of this team? The fight from this team has been incredible.
Yeah, I mean, we have a great culture here, and we love playing softball, and we love getting into these situations that are really tough environment and really tough opponents and all that, and just going out and competing with each other and trusting and leaning on each other all the time.
Great job, Peyton. Thanks.
Thank you.
Arkansas ties the series up at 1 in another shootout here at Love's Field. The Razorbacks use the long ball to win 3-2. We'll be back here tomorrow in the rubber match at 1 o'clock as we've got what I expect to be quite a game.